Hey guys, it's Allie. Welcome to VirtuAlly, where I share with you what I discovered this week in the world of virtual reality. You guys, I just heard about the coolest thing ever! Now you may have heard about it already, it isn't really super new, but I just learned about it because a friend of mine recently saw it demoed and he told me about it. But it's called the Pretender Project and it allows you to physically control another human being. Using an Oculus Rift and a Kinect camera, a designer at Imperial College London named Yifei Chai has created a system that gives the illusion of inhabiting another body. Here's how the demo is presented. Chai stands beside the other person and wears a head-mounted twin wide-angle camera to film their body and his own. Both perspectives are sent to the person's Rift, but they're flipped. They see his body as their own, and they see their own body standing beside them. The person's movements are being tracked by a Kinect camera, and Chai is wearing a suit full of electrical stimulators which force his arms to do whatever the other person's do. What? I know! Chai says that his project is based on the Proteus effect, which is a psychological phenomenon where a person's behavior adapts to match the behavior of a digital persona. Currently, the suit can stimulate 34 different muscle groups in the arms, but they're working on more. Chai has said that the Pretender system could help to create empathy, as well as help with physical rehabilitation. And according to their website, the Pretender system will be available for pre-order in early 2015. In our next piece of news, 0 Point, a documentary for and about Oculus Rift, was recently released on Steam by film and video startup Condition 1. It's the company's very first 3D 360-degree film. 0 Point features appearances by Palmer Luckey, as well as Jeremy Bailenson, the founder of Stanford's Virtual Human Interaction Lab, and Mark Bolas, the director of USC's Mixed Reality Lab. The film's about 20 minutes long, and it was directed by Danfeng Dennis. Now, I've read a handful of articles and reviews about 0 Point, and the opinions range from impressed to downright sassy. Some of the critiques have been pretty harsh, but here's what I think. VR is in a really unique state right now because the hype is bigger than the actual product. There's still no official version of the Oculus Rift, and yet there's this huge, strong community already in place surrounding it. VR is still very much a baby, so of course things aren't going to be 100% perfect consumer-ready products or experiences yet. Does that mean we shouldn't release them? Hell no. We need people to publicly release things that aren't perfect because that's what's going to push the medium forward. Danfeng Dennis actually said that they see the film as an experiment and that it's intended for developers and VR enthusiasts. Now don't get me wrong, I think it's okay to be critical, and it's important even, as long as the critique is relative to the state of what you're critiquing. VR right now is just a big sandbox. Everyone's just playing and learning and figuring it out. Don't all over other people's sandcastles, man. Oof. So guys, the last thing I want to talk to you about today is the Metaverse. It's a-comin'. Now you may have heard the recent announcement by Next Galaxy Corp that they'll soon be launching the beta version of Seek.com, an immersive entertainment and social VR platform featuring events and experiences designed for VR. And you also may have heard of AltSpace, which is developing a shared VR environment that focuses on browser-based interactivity. And then of course there's RiftMax, which has been established for a while now, that's a multiplayer virtual theater experience. Now anyone who hangs around the VR community social channels is probably already familiar with RiftMax and AltSpace, but presently there's little to be known about Seek. Anything that I know is what I've gleaned from their press release or the promo video on their website. And based on what I have seen, it seems like there's a bit of a focus on commerce and advertising. Now I don't want to sound like hipster McBowtie here, but it kind of seems a little corporate. I'll just go drink some French press coffee now, ride my bike to Whole Foods and get some goji berries, wax my mustache. But we won't know what the full experience will be until they go live. But people are beginning to develop the metaverse. There are now little pockets popping up all over the place contributing to it. And that's kind of making me wonder, what do we want it to be like? What we're basically seeing here is a VR visualization of the internet. So will it be like the early days of the internet, where like if you went outside of AOL, it was just the land outside of the city from Judge Dredd? How will it be connected? And will there be visualizations for traveling between different places? Will we take a bullet train? Will we teleport? Will we take virtual Uber and risk getting virtually fondled? I'm gonna take a cat bus. So the possibilities are endless, but personally for me, I hope it's nothing like surfing the internet. I want it to be as different from browsing the internet as possible because I don't want to browse, I don't want to surf the metaverse, I want to live in it. And I really do think that everyone's gonna kind of create it together. No one person or corporation or entity is ever going to be able to really lay claim to the metaverse, the same way that no person or corporation or entity could really lay claim to the internet. It's a So guys, this week's interview is continuing our VR Maker series where we're highlighting people and companies that are making VR content creation accessible to everyone. So this week I got to have a video chat with Sean Ramsay, the CEO of Bubl, the company behind the handheld spherical consumer camera Bublcam. Check it out. I'm here with Sean Ramsay, the CEO of the company Bubl, and we're here to talk about their product Bublcam. Hi Sean.
Hi.
Hi, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, not a problem. Thanks for having me.
So if I understand, Bublcam is a 360-degree handheld camera, correct?
Yeah, we like to say it's spherical, actually. Your typical is 360 degrees. It usually gives you a banded area or gives you a blind spot on the top and the bottom. And what we've been able to do is produce a camera that has no blind spots. So with 0 blind spots, you actually get a full spherical range, and you can see everything all at the same time.
So Sean, can you give me a quick rundown of how Bublcam works from the point where you turn it on into shooting a video and uploading? How does that all work?
Sure. So this is a Bublcam, and it's pretty simple to use. You hold down the button until it turns on. It'll start flashing white, and then it'll go to green when it starts streaming, and that's how you know it's on. And following that, you can start shooting by pushing it once, like one button press. Now we're recording a video. Another button press stops your video. And right now, you're saving it to the micro SD card. So it has a micro SD that runs about anywhere from, you can use a 4 gigabyte to a 32 gigabyte. 8 gigabyte micro SD gives you about 8 hours of recording time. And that's how you can use it through typical camera manual control.
So I come from a YouTube background, and I'm also a huge VR enthusiast, as you probably know. So when I first learned about Bublcam, my immediate response to that was, if this product does what it sort of claims to do, then it could possibly do for virtual reality enthusiasts what the Flipcam sort of did for YouTubers and what the GoPro is doing for action cam enthusiasts. So would you categorize Bublcam in a similar category as those types of products?
To a certain extent, for sure. I mean, our goal is to provide a camera that allows you to see everything. And the use cases for those are pretty numerous. We're finding that there's more ways to use it every day. But VR is something we've really been focused on. We've been working with a number of different head-mounted display companies in order to really get an understanding of how best we can create content and how best that the content is going to be displayed. So it is definitely one of our primary focuses because we see so much opportunity in VR.
Regarding this big new wave of VR devices, what kind of support for devices like that do you have in mind for Bublcam?
We do have an API and SDK that we're going to be making available, and that'll allow you to take your content and display it on, well, pretty much any possible device, whether it's a mobile phone that converts it to VR or on the Oculus Rift. Our goal is just to create hardware as well as software that allows it to pair with every possible head-mounted display.
So you guys have recently partnered with Google, is that right?
Yeah, we are definitely in collaboration with Google. And what we've been able to do is as soon as you buy a Bublcam, you're going to be able to upload your content to Google Maps views, and all those photos that you take and you can save out as a panorama, you can upload those directly to YouTube and create your own street views. So it's an incredible opportunity, and we're going to keep working together so that if you go to Google Maps and you look for a location, you can pinpoint it. You go into Street View, you can see the area. But if you want to go inside of a place, well, that's where we come in.
Excellent. Very cool. I'm excited. Sean, let's talk about audio for just a minute. So 3D sound is obviously very, very important to creating presence in VR, and I was able to recently interview the founder of Hook Audio, which is a company that focuses on accessible and neat-looking binaural audio recording headphones. What would you say is Bublcam's approach to recording sound, and will later versions be able to pair with devices kind of like Hook Audio for capturing 3D audio from the perspective of the person who's recording?
So right now the camera, the Bublcam does capture. It has an omnidirectional mic that allows you to capture audio, so it already pairs it there. What we're looking at for the future is creating a Bublcam that allows you to capture audio from every possible direction. So on top of the camera itself being able to capture full 3D audio, we also want to make accessories that allow you to connect it to any other device that allows you to capture audio.
Okay, now this is The last question that I ask everybody who comes on the show. So my personal dream, the experience that I want to have the most in virtual reality, for me, I'm a big Harry Potter fan. I want to walk through the whole Harry Potter universe in VR, and I want to be there. What would that be for you?
That's a tough one. In the beginning, when I started to really work on this, the VR experiences that I really were looking at were personal related. Like I go on vacation with my kids, and being able to recreate those moments and sit down and like look inside of a space where things are happening that are personal to me is very, very important. And I think that was one of the guiding principles for creating the camera in the beginning. There's also an element of storytelling in general. My personal, I guess, favorite idea behind VR experiences is this combination of interactive storytelling where you have a storyline, you're going through it, but then there's a moment where you have to carry the story forward and you're placed into a 360 environment where you have to either discover, explore, or do something, interact with it in order to carry the storyline.
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. Well, Sean, thank you again so much for joining us here. I'm really, really looking forward to trying out the Bublcam when it's available.
Great. I'd love to have you guys try it out, test it out, and let us know what you think. So it'll happen soon.
Awesome. Well, thank you again.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Many, many thanks again to Sean for talking with me. So for this week's cool VR demo, if you want to watch a grown man scream in terror, you should check out Nick at PureVR as he demos 1157 as part of his Halloween Horror Week.
Who is it, though? She looks like she's nice enough, except they're not. Jeez.
Actually, if you get the chance, you really should just watch Nick's entire horror series because it's hilarious and other people's fear is fun. So last week I asked you guys what you thought of the virtual reality versus augmented reality debate. There's sort of a rift between them. Zach Wiseman said, I think VR versus AR is a silly argument. Surely they will soon be part of the same device. Interesting, I've never really thought about AR and VR being part of the same device. But I like it. I like it, kid. I like the way you think. You keep talking like that, you're gonna go far, kid. You're gonna go far, see? Kablooey XL said, VR and AR can coexist. They're two different tools for two different experiences. AR for addition to the world, VR for escaping it. I 100% agree. I couldn't have said it better myself. A Piece of Fruit said, when AR is finally done right, it will be more ubiquitous than VR. Although while VR will lead to awesome experiences, AR will further the decline of social interaction and probably ruin the world. Just got real dark. So this week my question to you is kind of a biggie. How do you envision the metaverse? What do you think it'll be like? Let me know in the comments down below or tweet me your answers at PixelWhipped. Well guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of VirtuAlly. My name's Allie, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Something very exciting happened last night. There was an experience released. This experience is called 11:57 p.m. and the medium is a 360-degree Oculus Rift video experience. All right, so here we are in the experience, and already we have some creepy noises happening. It sounds like, I have no idea, but it looks as if I have a bag on my head.